All right, welcome everyone. This is HCA Kingwood Internal Medicine. Welcome to our Internal Medicine Residency ACP Showcase. I'm joined here by I'm Raghavan, Program Director for the Residency Program.
Gabriella Arciniega, Program Administrator.
Erica Presas, Program Administrator.
And Ejovan, Chief Resident, PGY 3.
Sound good. So we are going to run through our presentation. This photo is our hospital. Kind of looks like this today, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a sunny day in September, a little probably hotter than usual for this time of year. But so I always just start off, I'll just talk about this. I'm not going to read this out, but this is our program. We're a relatively new program. We just finished our, or just starting our fifth year. We're starting our sixth year, right? Sixth year?
Yes.
Starting our sixth year, and we're affiliated with the University of Houston College of Medicine, which also is a new school, just graduated its first group. Really a great place to live. You live close by?
Yeah, I live here in Kingwood. Yeah, I've been here for the past probably about 9 months, but I've lived here before, lived in the city of Houston, did both intern year up until now.
Cool. What do you like about it?
It's quiet, it's family oriented. I have 2 children, so there's a lot of parks here, good schools, quiet, everything's like in close proximity to the hospital, and there's no traffic.
Sounds good. Yeah, I commute in there. Do you commute too?
I commute from downtown.
Yeah, that or no?
It's about 25 minutes.
Okay.
You go against traffic, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. I think it takes me about 25 minutes in the morning, but going back is a little bit tough if you go past downtown. I do want to highlight this. First of all, thank you to ACP for allowing us to do this. But two, we just hosted the doctors. We hosted the ACP Associates Day at our program. It was really fun to meet with a lot of IM programs from all around the city, like the Houston Regional, and very excited that we won first place in some of these competitions. So definitely thank you to ACP for sponsoring that. How do you learn more about our program? I think probably the best thing is going on social media. So we do have our YouTube, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, and these are probably the best places because they get updated very frequently. We definitely have our website, which links to our fellowship programs, and you can learn more information there. And then Thalamus, were able to put up the PDF?
Yes, we were.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so on Thalamus, which is our management system that we're going to use for interviews, you're able to look at an informative booklet that has a lot of information, like who our residents are, what schools they went to, and more photos. It should be more fun.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. But definitely follow us. We'd love to have more followers on our social media feeds. All right. So just about the program, again, we're affiliated with University of Houston, which is where most of the students from there rotate with us for their sub-Is, their core clerkship. So a lot of opportunity for residents to teach medical students, both in the clinical setting, but also in the classroom. You can see some photos throughout this presentation. HCA has about 17 hospitals throughout the Gulf Coast, but 13 in Houston. So our residents rotate through a few of those hospitals, but Kingwood being the primary site. And then we do a lot of teaching, as you can see. Ping pong is very popular here. I think it took a break last year, but this year our intern class is pretty into it. So we do a ping pong tournament every year, and definitely a lot of teaching from the photos you can see in the clinic, the lab, and in rounds. Just about me, I've been in Houston for a little while. I did my training in the Med Center, and I'm a nephrologist by training as well, where I did my fellowship at Baylor. This is our mission statement. So I just point out in the boxes some of the key components is that we definitely wanted to make a family-like culture. And probably, you guys can probably say it definitely feels very collegial here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of times we have our doors open and residents will come in and out. Community, we are a community-based program. So what that means is almost all the physicians here, they have their own practice and they come here. They're very much integrated in teaching, invested in the residents' education. And more importantly, a lot of times they have opportunities for employment for the residents when they're getting ready to graduate. And HCA, of course, is a huge organization, large healthcare company, has GME programs around the country, but very much evidence-based medicine. So all the decisions that the residents make, they have a lot of tools at their fingertip, looking at metrics and lengths of stays, and probably they incorporate a lot of that into their decision making, which is really great. Anything else to add?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Graduates, so we're again newer program. Done very well with the fellowships. For those of you who are interested, you can see still hospital medicine tends to be the largest component of where our graduates want to go. But within fellowships, we do have fellowships here on site, cardiology, pulm crit, nephro, and GI. And some of our graduates, some of our current fellows are graduates from our programs. Board pass rate, again, we've had a couple years actually 3 years take it. We're still waiting for the results from this last group, but our board pass rate's been at or above national average. We talked about fellowships, a lot of new facilities here. This photo at the top is from our auditorium, which was just built last year. This is a photo again of our PGY1 class, and the PDF on Thalamus will have all the classes and more information about them. But very diverse class, and I think that's probably one of the things I like the most about this program is that we get to interact with people from different backgrounds, DOs, internationals, females, underrepresented. So it's really a great place, and I think as program director, I say we always learn more from one another, or at least as much from one another as we learn from our patients. Anything you want to add, either of you?
Yeah, I will say that one of the reasons why I chose this program is because of the people here and the culture here. And I think the program does an excellent job selecting the class roster. Everyone gets along well. It's just a mixing pot of different people, and for some reason we all just kind of merge very well, become a family, like very quick.
Yeah. And a lot of our graduates have stayed on, not just in fellowship, but even hospital medicine. So a lot of our hospitalists are graduates, which I think really does lend itself to the program having that family culture. So this is probably the information that all applicants want to look at. But I think pretty standard across all programs, the amount of days off for educational leave, vacation, so on and so forth. The salary listed there, I think that's accurate, right, for this year. Parking is free. The residents do get food every day, so there's a meal stipend. And we keep the fridge stocked. So for on-call team has dinners here. There's always snacks in the call room. There's a snack cart, which I don't know if you've had the snack cart.
Oh yeah, the one that rolls through the hospital. Yeah, we send each other like text messages like, "Hey, it's in the ICU."
But it's definitely good if you've got the munchies. Duty hours, actually on average 48 hours a week. I think the biggest thing here is that when you're on elective rotations, you don't work the weekend. So you do when you're on clinic or electives, you get weekends off, which I think really helps reduce burnout and make everyone feel very collegial. The lifestyle medicine is always exciting to point out because you actually can go through the curriculum and sit for the lifestyle medicine boards when you graduate. And that's a very unique thing, I think, among IM programs, probably getting more popular now, but very excited that we had one of our fellows, one of our graduates has done that this last year, and then we have about 7 of our current PGY3s who are working through the lifestyle curriculum. Anything else you want to add about here? The benefits. We pay for step 3, right?
Yes.
So definitely if you're applying here and you haven't taken your step 3 and we're able to match with you, we do pay not only for the exam if you pass, but also board preparation for 1 year. QBank. UWorld, right?
UWorld, yes.
Perfect. We do a lot of research. We do definitely have 1 full day research symposium in our program every April and a lot of subscriptions to different softwares. EJ, anything you want to talk about how do you feel like the clinical rotations are? What's been your favorite rotation?
I think my favorite, so surprisingly, like I just started our palliative rotation yesterday, but I'm kind of biased because I'm applying hospice and palliative medicine, but this one's been my favorite. This one and ICU, of course. The first 2 years is where we get most of our like experience with your difficult discussions, goals of care, comfort measures, things like that. So it's very intense. You're managing medicine and you're also managing the opposite side of medicine when you're deciding comfort measures. So those first 2 years in ICU were amazing. And then wrapping it up with palliative has just been like the cherry on top right now.
Perfect. Yeah, I think it's pretty good mix. Again, first year is very heavy internal medicine. We want to get that solid foundation. And you can see second, third years, you have a lot more time for electives. And some of the newer rotations, we have advanced heart failure as a new rotation this year down at HCA Med Center. There's an ICU rotation at HCA North Cyprus. So again, using some of the affiliate HCA facilities, of which there's 13 hospitals here in the Houston area to get that rounded experience. Curriculum, really just a lot of different curriculums on any given day. Typically noon to 1 is our main conference, and you can see We have a lot of different ones. As an educator, I like to make sure that residents learn in different ways. So we have podcast series for the auditory learner. We have a lot of simulation, typically Tuesdays and Thursdays, and didactics for clinic didactics, and so on and so forth. So definitely we really prioritize education, and we want residents to come in the morning, get their work done, and then be ready for noon conference so they can have lunch and listen to a good lecture. We record all of our lectures, right? So everything's recorded. So if a resident's on night call or they can't make it, they're able to watch it at a later time. Anything else with curriculum? Pretty good. Dr. Jairam, one of our APDs, he always says that if he just sits through the curriculum for the whole year, you learn enough to pass the boards. And he's, I think, got 4 boards. And so he's definitely the right expert for it. Committees, I think these are a lot of fun for residents to take leadership role. Definitely residents can take a leadership role as a second-year resident in the committees, and there's a lot of opportunities. And definitely, follow us on Instagram. That's done by a communications committee. And Distinguished Humanitarian Society is something we started a couple years ago to recognize, volunteerism and outreach among our residents. Anything you guys want to add? Pathways, so residents who are interested in primary care, hospital med, or subspecialty can participate in the pathways where they actually can spend, for example, if you want to be a cardiologist, you can spend half a day with your mentor in clinic, essentially throughout your 3 years, which is a really great experience and similar experiences with some of the other kind of pathways within our residency program. So HCA, again, is a large organization, has its own PubMed Index, Journal of Medicine, a lot of opportunity for research. I won't read through all this, but a great library, I think, for all of us. I think it's actually one of our residents, Hamza, is on the editorial board as a resident for the Journal of Medicine. I've published there. A lot of our other residents have published here. But it's just nice to have that network of residents across the country. There's a board review every month for residents. There's Residents Educator course. They're really, HCA is kind of ramping up, and they're having a lot more of these course offerings to help residents out to get, business skills or education skills, things that will really help them in the real world. Feel free to add in. Obviously this is our first take on this, but we are, for your applicants, we're not doing signaling this year. We'll start reviewing applications next week, right? Wow. Okay, so next week, we will send out invitations by the 12th and start interviews in November. Mondays and Fridays, all virtual, but if we interview with you, if we're lucky enough to have you interview with our program, we will have some in-person and virtual open houses in February, so that you get a chance to come in and rotate. If you have time to do a visiting student elective, definitely apply. We'd love to take medical students. Actually, EJ, you were a medical student here, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was awesome. It was 2021, and I came here, spent 4 weeks here doing internal medicine in the hospital. I think I'm too much in love with hospice. And then 4 weeks in infectious disease, and I pretty much knew there even before my interview that this is where I'd end up at.
That's great. She was one of our top draft picks in the 2021, 22, one of those drafts. Anyway, let's see. What else can you guys add? Anything?
I think the residents just have like a really strong connection with one another, and they do a lot of outside extracurricular stuff with each other. It's just a really good family and foundation they have.
Yeah, and it's great to see them interact with the subis when they're here, and they're very much inclusive with all of the activities that they do. So they definitely feel included in our culture here at Kingwood.
Yeah, and I think that's the same for all the programs, not just for the internal medicine program, but with surgery, with emergency medicine, with the TYs. There's still TYs that I keep in contact with from intern year that are at Baylor and at other outside of the hospital. So yeah, once you're here, it's a family. It's a big family.
I've seen a couple of them come back to play ping pong.
Yeah. We've had dinner with a couple of them. Nadia.
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
I've seen
yeah.
a few posts on that as well.
No, it's a very collegial place.
Yeah.
And I think we're all support one another.
I agree.
Well, sounds good. Happy to have you all listen in, and I look forward to meeting some of you on the interview trail. Thank you.